Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am out here on the banks of this lovely creek today, but I've got to say it is quite chilly and quite rainy. It's about 37, 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and we, as you can tell, have a light rain. So it's going to be a cold and wet one, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to catch some crappie today. I've caught a bunch of crappie here over the last many years of my life, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to catch some today. I'm gonna start off right here by this bridge. It's been good to me. There's lots of nice pilings. It's also pretty deep right here, and there's some stumps and logs out there. It's a great spot to start off at, and it's also right here next to the road wherever I parked. And if it starts to rain a whole lot, I can tuck my way up underneath the bridge if I need to. So the plan is, like I said, I'm gonna start here underneath the bridge, and I'm gonna start making my way up the creek this way, and we're gonna see if we can find some crappie. Recently, I haven't caught the biggest of crappie out here, but I know that there are some good ones that lurk out here in this creek. So guys, if you're excited to join along with me on today's creek fishing adventure, I would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up on today's video. But with that being said, let's get to casting and hopefully start whacking some slabs. Let's go. Got him. Fish on. Fish on under the bridge. Feels pretty decent, actually. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad for our first fish of the outing. It's cold and rainy and miserable out here, but we've got our first fish of the creek fishing mission. A nice little white crappie. About a 6.5, 7 incher or so. Not a keeper, but he bit it pretty much instantly as soon as it hit the water. Let's get back under there and see if we catch another one. I mean, he was just on it. Are there any more hanging out there? The way that one bit it makes me feel like there's several down there, because crappie tend to be pretty aggressive whenever they're schooled up. Got one. Super tiny. Wow. That one's like half the size of the first one I caught. But with that, we have our second species of the day, a tiny little black crappie. Good to see both species hanging out here in the creek today. I'd like to catch some quite a bit larger than that, but I'm just happy to be out here, even though it is cold and rainy, out here catching some fish. Gotcha. Another nice little crappie. They're hanging out right in that by that middle piling. All my bites have been right there. And I see some bobbers stuck over there, like there's a stick or something over there that they got stuck on, so I'm trying to avoid that, but that's where all these fish are hanging out at. The middle piling. I haven't got any bites by any of the other ones, but there's my third crappie, another little white crappie, about 7 inches. Not bad. I'm gonna throw in there again. I guess whatever those other lines are hung up on is what's attracting those fish to that middle piling. There we go. Next cast, and it's another black crappie. Man, this highway is busy today. All these guys are driving over this prime crappie fishing. But there we go. Fourth fish, little black crappie, still not a keeper. Caught 2 black crappie and 2 white crappie thus far. I might have figured out something with my retrieve. I think I've been working my bait a little bit too fast. Oh my gosh, bit again. Yeah, I think just letting it sit there and let the natural current just pull the bait is the ticket. After all, it is like 37 degrees right now, and the water temp can't be a whole lot warmer. Oh, I missed him. No, smashed it. Crappie time. My alarm's going off on my watch. It's crappie time, baby. Woo. So in case you're wondering, crappie time is precisely 12 o'clock. Lunchtime. That is hilarious. There's my 5th fish. Caught him right at 12 o'clock, which is crappie time. Actually, so I have this alarm set on my watch. I'm surprised it hasn't gone off really in any of our other videos, but basically I have that alarm set. It's the middle of the day, and I just take a moment to kind of reflect on what I've done the first half of the day, what I've gotten done, and what I plan to do the next half of the day. So it's just like, you know, a mental note to kind of just see where I'm at in the day. If I've been super lazy, if I need to get going, or have I already been up for 8 hours and been super productive. I don't know why that brings me joy, but it just does. And today I can say I've been decently productive. We're out here fishing, that's productive. We're catching some fish. We might also catch a cold out here, but it'll be all right, we're good. As long as my hands don't go numb and I can still feel what's going on, I am perfectly content to stay out here and fish in the rain all afternoon long. Eat it. I think it's bluegill. I need some worms. I'm getting little bites like every cast, but they're not crappie. The crappie, you know, they pop it and they pull the bobber down, but then the bluegill, they kind of just peck at it. They can't get their mouths around this jig as well as a crappie can. And in case you're wondering, I'm using a little chartreuse tube today. Pretty standard. I got a 16th ounce orange jig head. You can see the water's pretty murky, so I need something to kind of stand out. I like a tube when the water's really cold like this, just because it doesn't have a whole lot of action. It just kind of just drifts around, kind of like, you know, a lethargic bait fish or even a dead one. And it's just an easy meal for these fish. The bait that I'm using is also only an 1.5 inches long, and I know from experience fishing this area that the fish in general aren't super big collectively at this spot. So I like to use a little bit smaller jig whenever I'm fishing around smaller fish. But I've caught plenty of really big crappie on a 1.5 inch tube too, but it's just a little bit more appealing just so that I could potentially catch more fish, because at the end of the day, even if the fish is small, I'd rather catch a little fish on a cast than nothing at all. So that's why we're using the small 1.5 inch tubes today. Okay, so the bridge was pretty good to us. I think we caught 6 crappie there. Wasn't as many as I was thinking we were gonna catch, but we'll probably go back over there, fish the other side. But what I'm doing now is I'm making my way downstream a little bit. There's a little pinch off spot right here. There's a spot where the creek channel turns. And I've had some decent luck here in the past. Haven't had that much luck here in recent history, but I wanna try it. And if I catch anything here, then I'll know maybe to keep exploring back down this way, down the creek. But if not, then we'll go back upstream where we've started to have a little bit of luck today. Oh, there's one. There's one. Yes. The move downstream paid off. There we go. I moved down from over there where that creek bends over here to this little spot. It's a little bit deeper. There's a big laydown right here, and then there's a big stump, and this guy was chilling right behind that big stump. Makes a lot of sense to get out of the current right there. Maybe there's another one. Okay, so I've come a pretty long ways down this creek since I caught that last fish with that stump, and I haven't had any more bites. So I think it's safe to say that we can rule this area out, and we're gonna make our way back up to the bridge and fish the bridge again, and then back upstream of the bridge to see if we can find a few more crappie. I think they're holed up somewhere. I just haven't found that spot yet. So we're gonna keep exploring and see if we can get a couple of big ones on the bank. All right, so we are walking across the creek now on top of the bridge. We're gonna fish under the bridge, but on this other side. Hopefully I don't get hit by this truck. I don't really like walking on bridges. It's gonna be a close one. Don't hit me. I don't like that. Oh, I don't know why, that makes me nervous, but we're good, we're alive. We made it across the bridge. We're gonna hop down here so we can catch a couple of crappie. Got him. Oh, it's a nice one. Oh my gosh. That's a really nice one. Stay on there. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Finally got ourselves a decent one on the other side of the bridge. And that was the lightest little bite. I think I might be set a little bit too deep, honestly, but there we go, guys. We finally got our hands on a nice, decent, keeper-sized black crappie. Bit right up here under the bridge on this other side. Was a very, very light bite. I wasn't expecting him to be this big, but that's a solid one. But since we're not really catching a whole lot of keeper-sized fish, I'm probably just gonna release him. Y'all have seen us catch so many crappie over the last few months. We have plenty of fish in our freezer. I'm just out here to have a good time, catch a few crappie. We're gonna release him, and we're gonna get back out there and see if we can catch a few more. That is awesome. We'll see you later, big dog. Get out of here. Fish on. Couldn't tell if he was on there or not. He bit it and started running with it. There we go. Another nice one from underneath the bridge. I'm having a hard time talking, guys. I am quite cold. My lips are like numb. He's hooked good though. Another nice black crappie, 7-incher. He bit it way up underneath there. Put right back up in there in his house. Oh, I'm hung up. Oh, I thought I had a monster. No, see, I am fishing a little too deep. See if that hook bends out. Oh no, it broke. Dang. Oh, and look at this mess. Golly. It's not ideal when your hands are numb, guys. Okay guys, so I just left the bridge, wasn't catching any more fish, making my way upstream, and I look right here in this puddle, and there is a golden shiner. It looks like somebody must have caught it recently and thrown it up in here, but it is still alive. Must have been thrown up here today. That's a pretty nice sized golden shiner. Now, while they're not the most ideal fish species to catch, I hate when people throw fish up on the bank. So we're gonna see if this guy will swim off. It's been raining all day, so he should be okay. He looks fine. Let's see if he swims off. See if we can save this little guy's life. Can he swim off? Look at that. There you, oh, no, this way. Swim this way. Yeah, there he goes. Nice. He's kind of circling a little bit. He is swimming. Go, buddy, go. And there he goes. Off into the deep. I don't know if that fish is going to survive or not, being that it was tossed up on the bank, but I don't know, just one of my fishing pet peeves. People do it a lot around here, throw a yellow bass or drum or shiner up on the bank, but just doesn't make sense to me. Shiners are a great food source for a lot of fish out here. And like I said, it just doesn't make much sense, but we're gonna keep fishing, moving up the creek a little bit, trying to cover as much water as possible. See if we can't catch a few more and try to run into a bigger school of fish. Like I said earlier, I thought the bridge was going to do it for us, but it's pretty slow. There we go. What is that? Oh, it's a bluegill. There we go. Finally got one of those guys. I'm getting bit by these guys like almost every cast in this spot. They're just nipping at it. But I think that smaller jig head and that smaller hook hasn't let me catch a few of them. Look how pretty they are. Just like purple and yellow. Really cool colors this time of year. Huh. He bit it instantly. There's no telling how many bluegill I could catch here if I had a little box of worms. There we go. Pretty nice one. Pretty nice one. I don't know if it's gonna be our biggest or maybe our second biggest. Oh yes. I think it's gonna be like our second biggest of the day. Moved up just a little bit more from where I caught that bluegill. Got ourselves a nice 8.5 inch, pushing 9 inch white crappie. I mean, these fish are just so pale. The water's muddy, they're cold, they don't have much color to them at all, but that was awesome. Might be stacked up right there. I don't know. I'm gonna find them stacked. And if I don't, I can at least know that I tried. And that's all that's really important. Let's see if we can get another one right there. It's a good looking spot. So the current's going this way. There's a big tree with a bunch of snaggy stuff up in there, and it's kind of blocking the current. and I think I can make out a couple of stumps over there. So definitely looks like a spot where they would hang out together at. There we go, fish on. Fish on. Moved up here into this really shallow water. I just figured I'd give it a try. There's some fresh water moving in from this creek back that way. And we got ourselves a pretty decent black crappie. Look at that. That's exciting. Because I was about to call it. I hadn't had a bite in about 30 minutes and decided to give this one spot here a try. So I think what we'll do, we'll finish this spot. We'll fish this spot here for a little bit and see if we can't catch a few more. Hopefully we will, but it seems like every time I move spots, I'll catch one right away, like just like that, and then I don't get any more bites. So it's really confusing. Well, just as I figured, that last spot wound up being just like the rest. It's been so weird how I'll travel to one spot, get bit instantly, then not get any more bites, move up to another spot, get bit instantly, and then no more bites. It's just the weirdest thing to me, but I have to say, I had a great time out here fishing on the creek. I think we got around a dozen crappie or so, got like only one keeper size one, but that's okay. It was a lot of fun fishing out here, but I'm at the point now where I literally cannot feel my fingertips, and I think it's time for me to call it. And I'm also like super just soaked, and I just can't get my hands dried. So I'm going to make the hike back to the car, and I'm gonna head back to the house and make myself a warm cup of hot chocolate or some coffee or something and just get re-warmed up for maybe another fishing trip this afternoon. But guys, I hope you all enjoyed fishing with me out here on the creek. If so, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future fishing adventures. I'm Cole Harkin, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.